All right, so we're back and ready to really dig in to the world of remote and hybrid work models. But with a really interesting focus today on how artificial intelligence is really kind of transforming things, especially when it comes to onboarding new employees.
Yeah, absolutely.
So think of this as your ultimate guide to how AI is changing the game when it comes to making those first impressions count for new hires.
Yeah.
And to help us unpack all this, we've got a fantastic panel discussion you'll be diving into today, which focuses on the future of remote work and hybrid models.
Right.
And this panel, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it got everybody.
Yeah.
It has HR professionals, tech specialists, AI experts.
AI gurus.
Yeah, the AI gurus.
Yep.
Even data privacy advocates.
Right.
I mean, they really covered it all.
They did. So
interesting.
It's a lot to process.
Yeah.
But one of the things that really jumped out at me right away was just how this shift
to remote and hybrid work isn't just some passing trend.
No, it's not a fad.
It's here to stay.
It is here to stay.
Yeah.
And I think what's really fascinating is that it's really forcing companies to rethink everything.
Yes.
You know, how do we build a strong company culture when everyone is miles apart?
Right.
How do we keep those remote employees engaged?
Exactly.
And
motivated.
Motivated, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a whole new ball game.
It is.
And I think the panel, they really hit on this idea that there is no one-size-fits-all solution.
Yeah.
Each company is going to need to
It's going to have to
find its own
unique path. Yeah.
for them and for their different roles and their people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's not just about,
Right.
you know, the logistics, right? It's not just, you know, where do you work from and how do you get your work done?
It's the human element.
It's the human stuff, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. You know, things like trust.
Trust communication, especially when you have teams that are spread across time zones.
Absolutely.
Right.
I mean, you need to be so intentional about transparency so that everyone feels connected.
Yeah, like they're in the loop.
In the loop. Yeah.
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 So, and then this brings us to this concept of virtual check-ins.
Yeah.
Which was a big theme.
Huge.
Came up throughout the panel discussion.
Yeah, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
I mean, they really emphasized how critical those regular virtual check-ins are for keeping those hybrid teams engaged, aligned, you know.
Connected. Yeah.
I mean, it's like the glue.
Right, and it's that
holds it all together.
It's that human connection.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's that, you know, virtual equivalent of bumping into somebody.
Yeah.
You know, by the water cooler.
By the coffee machine, yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And, you know, I thought it was so interesting that one of the speakers, I think she's an HR manager, she shared a stat from Gallup that 85% of employees who have weekly check-ins with their manager report being more engaged in their work.
That's significant.
Which is huge, right?
It is huge, yeah.
It really highlights...
It just goes to show how powerful those regular interactions can be.
Yes.
You know, it's not just about checking boxes, right? It's about making people feel...
It's about fostering that sense of belonging.
Seen and heard and valued.
Yes.
And it's especially important, I think, in this remote world.
This hybrid setup.
Where it's so easy to feel isolated.
Right.
And speaking of things that are important, the panel also talked about this issue of power dynamics, you know, in hybrid work setups.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's something that we don't always think about.
Right. But it's this idea that, you know, those who are physically present in the office more often might actually have an advantage.
Right. No, an unfair advantage,
when it comes to things like, you know, visibility.
Yeah.
Building relationships. Or even influencing decisions.
Absolutely.
And so virtual check-ins can actually be a really powerful tool.
They can.
To level that playing field.
Right.
And make sure that remote workers...
Those remote workers... don't get left out. Yeah.
Right? Or overlooked.
Yeah, for sure.
And, you know, I think it's so interesting how this all ties back to, you know, the whole Great Resignation conversation.
Right. Oh,
I mean, one of the key things that...
The drivers, one of the drivers.
That whole phenomenon was this desire for flexibility.
Craving.
Yeah.
That craving for flexibility.
And work-life balance. And those are things that remote work can offer.
Yeah.
And so I think companies that are ignoring this shift
sticking to the old
and kind of clinging to the old ways of doing things are really
risk getting left behind.
At risk of losing their best people.
It's a wake-up call.
It really is.
It is.
So it's not just about keeping up with the times.
Yeah, it's about attracting.
It's about being competitive.
And retaining top talent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about communication, inclusion, but let's shift gears a little bit and talk about how AI can actually play a role in enhancing inclusivity and communication in these hybrid environments.
Right.
One solution that came up a lot during the discussion was this AI-powered noise-canceling app called Crisp.
Crisp.
Have you heard of this?
Yeah, I have. I've heard of it.
Yeah, so tell me.
I haven't used it yet, but I've heard good things.
And what's the deal with that?
So imagine you're on a video call, right? And there's like a dog barking in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Or construction noise, or,
Someone's yelling?
Kids. Exactly. The Crisp. It uses AI to like magically filter out all that distracting noise.
Oh, that's cool.
And it leaves you with this like crystal clear audio. Wow. It's amazing.
That's amazing, especially I think in those hybrid settings where you might have people joining from all different kinds of environments.
Exactly. Yeah. So it makes sure that everyone can be heard.
Yeah, be heard.
Clearly, regardless of where they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it even adjusts for accents.
Really?
Yeah, it makes communication just smoother.
Wow. I did not know or I could do that.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
That's really impressive.
It is.
And does it work with like all the different
that's the best part.
video conferencing platforms?
It works seamlessly with all the major ones.
That's really useful.
So you don't have to change your workflow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually one of the panelists, an HR manager from a tech company, actually shared that they use Crisp, and they said it has really transformed their virtual meetings.
Wow.
They were raving about it, yeah.
So it's actually making
it's led to more productive and inclusive and professional discussions, which is great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love a good real world example.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not just about noise cancellation.
That's right.
Right.
It's not just that.
I mean, Crisp does even more.
Yeah, it does even more. It also offers meeting transcription.
Oh, wow.
And note-taking features.
Okay, so that's
huge.
Really helpful from
accessibility.
Absolutely. Yeah. And documentation.
Yeah, making sure that everybody has access.
Has access to the information.
To the key points.
Yeah. Even if they miss the live meeting.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So we've talked about communication, inclusion, some of the challenges there.
Yeah.
But let's talk about onboarding.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because onboarding new employees in this
new world,
remote world, can be
it's a beast.
A whole
it can be a beast.
Other beast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where AI can really come in.
So
how's that playing out?
Well, they talked about this concept of adaptive onboarding.
Okay.
Which is really fascinating.
Tell me more.
So basically, they're using AI to personalize the experience for each new hire.
Okay, so instead of just, giving everybody the same fire hose of information.
Right. Exactly. It's more like a tailor-made suit. It's tailored to their...
AI is like your onboarding buddy.
Yeah. It's like a virtual onboarding buddy.
Like it's learning about you.
Exactly.
And figuring out what you need.
Figuring out their strengths, their weaknesses, their preferred ways of learning.
Like creating a customized path.
Yes. And then creating a path for them to succeed.
I love that.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Okay. So are there companies that are actually doing this?
Yes. They mentioned a couple.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like Gloat and Microsoft Viva. And they're already seeing amazing results with this.
Okay, and so how do these companies use AI?
Companies, they use AI to analyze performance data and then recommend personalized learning content.
Oh, wow.
So imagine starting a new job.
Okay.
And instead of getting just this generic training program, the system knows your background.
Right.
And suggests specific courses just for you.
Oh, that's
pretty amazing.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really powerful, especially for remote teams.
Where
you don't necessarily have that in-person support as much.
That face-to-face interaction, so AI can step in.
So it can really streamline that whole onboarding experience.
Yep, automating those virtual introductions.
Oh, yeah?
Providing really clear hardware setup instructions.
Yeah. That's always a pain.
It's a pain, yeah. And then, delivering ongoing training that's tailored to their individual needs is pretty efficient.
talk about efficiency.
It is, yeah.
Okay, but with all this talk about AI and data,
right,
we can't ignore the elephant in the room.
Data privacy.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Data privacy.
It's crucial.
Yeah. So how did the panel address that?
Well, they didn't shy away from it.
Okay, good.
They really emphasized the importance of finding that balance between the benefits of AI and being responsible with data management.
Yeah. And so what were some of their key takeaways?
Well, one of the things they really stressed was the importance of having strong data protection measures in place.
Yeah. So things like encryption.
Things like encryption, yeah.
Access controls.
Access controls.
Regular audit.
Yeah, regular audits, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
You got it.
The whole shebang.
Yeah.
And, it's not just about checking boxes for compliance.
No, it's not.
Right.
It's about building trust.
It's about building trust with
your employees.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they need to feel confident.
They need to know
that their personal information,
that their data
is being
safe, securely, and ethically. And of course, there are legal consequences to think about too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, data breaches.
Data breaches are no joke.
Can be incredibly costly, both financially and in terms of reputation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's a serious issue.
So it sounds like data privacy is not...
It's not a nice to have.
Just a nice to have.
It's a must have.
It's a must have.
Yeah.
It's table stakes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay. Well, this has been a really great overview.
It has.
I feel like we're just scratching the surface.
I think so too.
But I'm really excited to keep deeper. Okay, so we're back.
Back for more.
For part 2 of our AI-powered onboarding. Deep dive.
Yeah.
I feel like we've unpacked.
I know, right?
So much already.
So much.
But we've just scratched the surface.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So let's keep going. Okay, so one of the big things that comes up whenever we talk about AI is this idea of, is it going to take our jobs?
Is it going to steal all our jobs?
Right.
Yeah, the robots are...
Is it going to, automate us out of existence?
It's a valid concern.
Yeah, it's a valid concern.
Yes, it is.
So did the panel address this?
They did.
Like, how did they talk about that?
So they acknowledged that, some jobs are likely to be automated.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
but
which is scary.
It is a little bit scary.
Yeah.
But they also emphasize that AI is going to create new opportunities, new roles that we can't even imagine yet.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's not all doom and gloom.
So it's not just like robots are going to take over.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
It's more nuanced than that.
Nuanced than that, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what's the takeaway then?
Well, I think the key is to focus on what AI does best.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. Which is things like analyzing huge amounts of data, automating repetitive tasks.
Yeah.
Right? And using that to free up humans to do what we do best.
So like things like...
What are the things that humans do best?
Well, be creative.
Okay, yeah.
Solve those complex problems. Connect with each other on a human level.
The human connection, that's important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the things that AI can't replicate.
It's like AI taking care of the
busy work.
Busy work, and then we can...
Yeah, and then we can focus on...
the big picture.
Big picture, right.
Exactly. Yeah, and that brings us to the importance of...
What's that?
Upskilling and reskilling.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Because as AI transforms the workplace, we all need to...
We need to adapt.
Adapt, yeah.
Yeah, we need to learn new skills.
Learn new skills.
That are in demand.
Okay, so is it just about learning to use the AI tools?
Well, it's part of it.
Okay.
But it's also about developing those uniquely human skills.
Right, so things like problem solving, communication.
Exactly.
Yeah, those soft skills we always hear about.
The soft skills, yes.
Yeah.
They're going to be even more valuable.
Oh, interesting.
In an AI-powered world.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're not going away.
They're not going away now.
They're actually going to be even more important.
More important than ever.
Yeah. The panel also talked about this idea of transparency.
Oh, yeah. Transparency and explainability.
And explainability when it comes to AI.
Right.
What does that mean?
So it's about making sure that people understand how AI is making decisions.
Yeah, especially
in the onboarding process.
In onboarding, right.
Yeah.
Because...
So new hires need to know that the system isn't just this, like, black box.
Like making arbitrary...
Right, like making decisions that they don't understand.
Yeah, you want to know how the sausage is made.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. If people feel like they don't know how AI is working...
They're not.
They're less likely to trust it.
Trust it, yeah.
Right.
That makes perfect sense.
And it's not just about trust either.
Oh,
it's also about ensuring that AI is used fairly and ethically, and that employees feel empowered by these technologies, not manipulated.
Empowered, not manipulated.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So we've talked about, the potential downsides, so the concerns people have.
Yeah, yeah.
But let's bring it back to the exciting stuff.
Let's get back to the cool stuff.
Right. Can we dive into some more practical examples?
Absolutely.
Of how companies are using AI to really make that onboarding experience?
So they talked about using AI to automate tasks. Like data entry, document review, and they shared some really cool real-world examples of how this is playing out.
The details.
Okay, so for instance, some companies are using AI-powered chatbots to answer those frequently asked questions from new hires.
Like the basic.
Yeah, exactly. Stuff that, the stuff that HR staff probably gets tired of answering over and over again.
Yeah, totally. It's like having a 247 onboarding assistant.
It's like having a virtual assistant that never sleeps.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it frees up.
Right. It frees up the HR team.
The HR team.
To focus on more strategic things.
Right, and to actually build those human connections.
Building relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a win-win.
So it's efficient for the company and a better experience for the employee.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
They also talked about using AI to create like personalized onboarding checklists.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it basically guides the new hire through each step of the process.
So it's tailored to...
And it's all tailored to their specific role. Yeah, and it just makes them feel like...
Having a personal...
They're getting that one-on-one attention.
Roadmap.
Exactly, like a personalized roadmap.
I love that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay, that's really interesting.
Yeah, and they also talked about using AI to analyze employee feedback about the onboarding process. So that way, companies can identify what's working, what needs improvement, and then make data-driven decisions.
Oh, so it's constantly like learning and evolving?
It's a continuous improvement process.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about using the data to really create the best possible onboarding experience.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this all sounds great.
Yeah.
But I have to ask,
okay.
Isn't all this AI stuff really expensive?
That's what a lot of people think.
I mean, can small companies even afford this?
Well, that's the thing. A lot of people think that AI is only for those giant tech companies.
Right.
But that's not true.
Oh.
There are actually a ton of affordable AI solutions out there, even for smaller businesses.
So it's not just a luxury for the big players becoming more accessible.
Okay. Yeah. And so what about the return on investment? I mean, is it actually worth it?
They actually found that the ROI can be huge.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because by streamlining the onboarding process,
cutting down on all that admin work.
Yeah.
Creating a better experience for employees.
Right.
AI can actually save companies money.
Oh, interesting. In the long run.
It's about working smarter.
Yeah, exactly.
Not harder.
It's about working smarter, not harder.
Yeah. Okay.
And AI can help you do that?
So AI is really kind of the key to unlocking that.
Like a secret weapon.
Efficiency.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It can be.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. So as we kind of wrap up this part of our deep dive, I'm curious what's been swirling around in your mind?
Yeah, what's resonating with you?
What's really jumping out at you?
Yeah.
What's hitting me?
Okay.
Is that AI isn't just some technological advancement.
Right.
It's really a societal transformation.
It is. It is.
It's not just about the tools themselves.
Right.
It's how these tools are changing how we live, how we work.
Yeah, and how we relate to each other.
Yeah, how we interact with each other.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
It is. And I think as we navigate this this uncharted territory.
It is uncharted.
It is. It's really important to be having these conversations.
Yes, and to be thoughtful
About the ethics.
About the ethics, yeah.
Responsibility.
About the responsibility, yeah.
And really thinking about what the future of work.
What does the future of work look like?
Yeah. Yeah, because AI is not going anywhere.
AI is here to stay.
It's here to stay.
Yeah, so we might as well figure out.
Right, we better figure out how to make it work.
How to make it work for us.
For us.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, that's a great segue to part 3 of our deep dive.
Yeah. Are you ready to keep going?
I am ready. Lead the way.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so we're back for the final part.
The grand finale.
The grand finale of our
AI-powered onboarding deep dive.
AI-powered onboarding deep dive. It's been a journey.
It has been a journey.
It really has.
Yeah.
But there's one more thing I want to touch on.
Okay.
You know, we talk about BYOD.
Right. Bring your own device.
Bring your own device.
Yeah.
And I'm always a little bit nervous about that.
I get it.
To be honest.
Yeah.
It's great for flexibility.
Right.
But the idea that, employees are accessing company information.
Sensitive information.
From their personal devices.
Yeah.
It just makes me a little...
It's a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
From a security standpoint.
Absolutely.
So how do we balance that?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the panel, they talked about this, they really stressed finding that balance between, the benefits of BYOD, like flexibility, increased productivity, even cost savings for the company.
Right.
And the need for really strong security measures to protect that sensitive data.
Those benefits can.
Right. Because if you have a data breach...
It'll disappear real quick.
Yeah, all those gains go out the window. Yeah, exactly.
So what are some practical steps?
So some practical steps...
that companies can take.
Well, first of all, having a really clear BYOD policy is crucial.
Yeah, so that everybody knows.
Exactly. It outlines the rules of the game.
Yeah,
what's allowed, what's not allowed,
right.
What security measures they need to follow.
Set those expectations from the beginning.
Exactly. Set those expectations up front. And they also talked about the importance of training employees to recognize phishing scams, malware, all those online threats.
Those you want a free iPad emails.
Exactly. Okay. You can have the best security systems in the world, but they're useless.
Right.
If an employee clicks on a bad link.
Yeah, clicks on the wrong thing.
Yeah, downloads suspicious file.
Exactly. Yeah.
So education is key.
It's all about awareness.
Yeah, awareness. Absolutely. Yeah. And then, of course, strong passwords.
Yeah, strong passwords.
Enabling multi-factor authentication, keeping software up to date.
Right. All that good stuff.
All that good stuff, yeah.
Those are good practices for...
Yeah, those are good digital hygiene practices.
For everyone, yeah.
Whether you're using a company device or your own.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then they also mentioned something called mobile device management.
Okay.
Or MDM software.
MDM. Okay.
Yeah. And this allows IT departments to basically monitor and manage all the devices that are accessing company data.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It's like having an extra layer of oversight to make sure everything's running smoothly and securely. Okay, so MDM sounds like a really powerful tool for companies to use. Yeah. But it's not.
But remember, technology is only part of the solution.
Just about the technology, right?
Yeah. The human element is just as important.
So we still need to create that culture.
Yeah, we need to create a culture of...
security awareness.
Security awareness. Yeah. Make sure everyone feels responsible.
Everybody's responsible.
Yeah, it's not just the IT department's problem.
Yeah, exactly.
It's everyone's responsibility.
Okay, so... yeah. We've talked about BYOD, but I can't let you go without asking you what's next.
What's on the horizon?
What's on the horizon for AI-powered onboarding?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Like, what trends should we be?
Well, get ready for this.
Keeping an eye on.
Okay.
What's coming down the pipeline.
Virtual reality and augmented reality.
Like VR and AR. Like going to put on a headset, and I'm suddenly in...
you'll be transported
to the virtual office.
To a virtual office.
That's crazy.
Yeah, imagine new hires being able to, virtually tour the office, meet their team, even practice
that's cool.
Job-specific tasks.
That is so much better than reading.
It's like a video game for onboarding.
Through a manual.
Exactly. Yeah. It's way more engaging.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And it's not just for fun either.
Okay.
VR and AR can be really helpful for training.
Okay.
Especially in remote or hybrid settings.
So people can actually practice things?
Exactly. They can practice real-world scenarios.
Wow.
Get feedback.
Cool.
Build their skills.
That's awesome.
Yeah, without any real-world consequences.
That is really cool.
If they make a mistake.
Yeah.
So it's pretty amazing.
Okay, so it sounds like the future is pretty bright.
The future is bright.
For AI-powered onboarding.
It is.
But I think it's important to remember that these are just tools.
They're tools.
Right.
Absolutely.
And we have to use them.
We have to use them thoughtfully.
Thoughtfully.
Yes.
You know, at the end of the day, onboarding is about making people feel...
The goal is to make people feel welcomed, supported, and ready to contribute.
Supported.
Yeah.
Ready to contribute.
And that requires a human touch.
Yeah, and that's something that technology...
And technology can't replace.
Can't replace.
No matter how cool it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, this has been an incredible...
It has been a fascinating...
Deep dive.
Deep dive.
I feel like we've covered so much ground.
I know. We've gone from...
you know...
The nuts and bolts of hybrid work.
The challenge.
To the ethical dilemmas of AI.
Of hybrid work, to the opportunities of AI.
And we even got a glimpse into the future of work.
To the future, yeah.
So it's been quite a ride.
If there's one thing I hope our listeners take away...
Yeah.
From this conversation...
What's that?
It's that AI has this incredible potential.
It does.
To really change the workplace for the better.
Yeah, but we have to use it responsibly.
We have to use it responsibly.
Ethically.
Ethically, yeah.
Always.
Always with the human element in mind.
With that human element.
Yeah, it's not about the technology taking over.
Right, exactly.
It's about us.
It's about us.
Using the technology.
Using technology to make things better.
To enhance our lives.
To enhance our lives, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for...
It's been a pleasure.
Joining us on this incredible journey.
It has.
We've learned so much.
Yeah, me too.
And I hope
our listeners have as well.
Our listeners have too.
Yeah, and remember, the future of work is being shaped right now. AI is a big part of that story.
It is.
So keep learning, stay curious.
Stay curious.
And let's build a future of work that benefits everyone.
That benefits everyone.
Yeah.
Well said.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
It's been a pleasure.
And thanks to all of you for listening.
Thanks, everyone.